Fellow ministers, dear friends, it is my honor to be here today to promote Bosnia and Herzegovina's results achieved this far in the process of transforming education and to announce the priorities that the country has agreed upon to support in the next decade, as well as we all, I believe, hereby stand committed to push for maximum efforts in achieving Agenda 2030. Now, I am very happy to say that Bosnia and Herzegovina already went through the full process of consultation in the country, having consulted with different target groups. Among many aspects of education priorities during above-mentioned consultations, we have recognized that many aspects need to be improved, but on this occasion, I will emphasize two of them: access to education and rapid redesign of quality of education for the next decade. When we talk on access to education, some of our short-term measures will be: perform an assessment of learning losses among students at all levels of education, define the terminology and include online blended hybrid teaching in legislative acts, continuously and systematically strengthen education systems in use of digital tools through introduction of online blended hybrid teaching, support mental health and well-being of children and youth through the existing models of good practice. I consider this of the utmost importance after the pandemic. Establish and support training centers for teachers at universities, focused on teachers. Increase the enrollment in preschool education, both in the year before starting school and for other age groups, especially for children from vulnerable groups. Ensure equal access to primary, secondary and higher education, reduce early dropouts and school leaving. Our second priority revolves around quality delivery of education, and in accordance, Bosnia and Herzegovina will work on mid-term and long-term measures, among of some are: improve the education infrastructure, ensure better transition and mobility of students in and between different levels of education, design and implement curricular reforms based on learning outcomes in Bosnia and Herzegovina education systems to enable children and students in acquiring the knowledge, skills and competencies required for living and working in the 21st century. Invest in scientific research capacities and improving the mobility of teaching staff and students, as well as developing a culture of innovation in education. Invest in capacity building of teaching staff at all levels of education by strengthening the digital and PPDM competencies necessary to achieve a quality educational process in the 21st century. Those are only some of priorities of Bosnia and Herzegovina that have been defined during the implemented consultations. I honestly hope that those priorities find its place in the documents that will be a result of this pre-summit work, but as well of summit that will take place in autumn in New York. Thank you for your attention.